Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background, and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy: How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is an MBTI analysis of Josephine Langford and hero Fiennes Tiffin's relationship. This couple has been in limelight recently because of the fact that they're part of the franchise after because obviously they've been a couple on screen for a while and people are wondering, are they together or not. I'm not sure if they are, but I think that's a good idea to look at their personality type and see if there's potential for a happy ending, which is going to be different from the movie. So I have some notes here so that I don't miss anything. So if we look at Hero Fiennes, I mean, he is 24 years old. He is an actor and a model. I mean, he's very attractive, obviously. He is the nephew of Ralph and Joseph Fiennes. So in other words, it's, they're part of a family sort of tradition probably to become an actor. And, he's also talented. Now he has an older brother and also a sister. He is English, so he was born, I think, in London, and he started rather young. We're looking at we're talking about the Harry Potter franchise when he was like a child. So it was an interest of his for a while. So I would type him as a center perceiver. So his career choice, the fact that he didn't want to pursue higher studies. So in other words, he said he finished high school and that was fine with him, and he wanted to go straight into the workforce, but not workforce like normal job. Like he wanted to obviously become an actor at an early age. So these are sort of professions that center perceivers are very much attracted to. So not only in terms of entertainment in general, but even being a model, this is something that would interest a person who's a center perceiver. The other aspect also is that the fact that he probably needs to be sort of like to be involved in something he's passionate about. So center perceivers tend to have a short attention span and they don't like a lot of theory. So I'm not surprised that he didn't want to pursue higher studies. The other aspect is whether or not he's a feminine or masculine energy. And I would lean more in being a feminine energy, which is kind of different because when you look at the role he's been playing in the after film series, his his name is Hardin Scott, and he comes across very much as a left brain dominant. So I think it's important to when we type a person to not look at the films that they're involved with, but also listen to them that's in interviews, when they have to answer like candid questions. So then you can better sense who they are, because if you're a really good actor, you should be able to be versatile and be able to get into the skin of different characters. So that's why sometimes it's not good to look at their performance. When I watch a number of videos of Hero, I would say that he comes across as warm, empathetic. He's the type to be rather charming in a sense that he wants to get along with the audience. He's not trying to be like really confrontational. So I would say that he comes across more as right brain dominant, so as a feeler. And the other aspect is whether or not he's an introvert or extrovert. I would say that he's probably an extrovert. So he's the type of person who I would say, like when you look at different personality type as like an ESFP, that's how I would type him. They tend to be very charming. So people will tell you that, for example, like when they work with him, he seems to get along. He likes to appeal to the audience. He doesn't want to be confrontational. So that is typical or ESFP. So they know how to work with a number of people, and they are quintessential entertainers. So he seems to really have found his calling. He seems to be like thriving in the limelight. He doesn't mind being the center of attention, especially if you decide to be a model. I think that you need to be comfortable having the camera on you. And the other aspect also is that he said that I was watching one of his interviews that he sometimes will change the answer to certain questions, not to be offensive, like to not hurt other people's feelings. And we won't see that with someone who is a thinker. And especially I find that if a person is an ESFP, they are all about positivity, and also they are the type of people who want to uplift others, and they are the quintessential entertainers. So That's for Hero. Now, when it comes to Josephine Langford, she plays Tessa in the After series. She's 24 years old as well. She started acting when she was 14, so early teens, and she's rather private. She's not really on social media. So I would say that just like with Hero, she's like the quintessential sensor perceiver. So these are people who are interested in entertainment in general, and they usually start at an early age. So these are people who are risk takers. Again, with most actors, I don't know if she is going to pursue higher studies, but you'll see that, well, if you are involved in a series, it will take so much time that it will, like, interfere with the going to school and pursuing, let's say, higher education. Although both her parents are medical doctors, she doesn't seem to want to pursue this type of like life, or pursue, let's say, a professional career as a medical doctor or any healthcare professional. The other aspect, well, she's from Australia. She also has a sister who is an actress, so you can tell that even though, again, both their parents are medical doctors, doesn't mean that their children are going to follow suit. So I would say that Josephine Langford seems to come across, as I said before, as a sensor perceiver, but more specifically as a feeler. So when you actually look at her in interviews, again, there's a rather softness. She looks like right brain dominant. She's the type of person who seems to be empathetic, not really confrontational. The other aspect, I remember watching a clip, they asked them, like, are you the romantic type? And she said yes. So people who are, again, more the feelers tend to be more the type to be romantic. So I would type her also as a feeler. Now, when it comes to whether or not she's an introvert or extrovert, as I mentioned before, I would say that she comes across to me more as an introvert, in the sense that she said she's very introspective. She thinks a lot. She's very private. We don't know who she's dating. She's not on social media. She only posts, let's say, information that is related to her work. So in other words, promote her different project, as an actress. So you can tell that she doesn't thrive in in the public eye. So obviously, when you are filming, you're not like in front of the public. You film, and then the film is shown to an audience. So I would say that Josephine Langford is most likely, to me, a sense of perceiver who's a feeler, but more specifically an introvert, so probably an ISFP. Now, when it comes to compatibility between these two, when I look at their body language, they don't seem to be, maybe like romantically involved. I mean, they could be behind closed doors. I don't know. I mean, I usually promote that like attract like, and a person who's an ESFP would be compatible with an ISFP. So, I mean, you can be compatible with someone who's the introverted or extroversion of your type. So that actually would work. Now, the other aspect also is that because they're both feelers, they tend to do well in terms of their relationships. So people who are feelers tend to have better emotional intelligence compared to thinkers. So I think that this is another aspect that actually is in their favor. So, now, obviously, there are other factors that you have to take into consideration. First of all, they're 24 years old. Their career is just started. They started the series after, if I'm not mistaken, like I think like 3 or 4 years ago. So in other words, they might not have maybe the time and the focus to want to build a relationship right now. And actually, Hero said that he's not focused on building a romantic relationship right now because his career is obviously being built, and he's not stable. He might be traveling all over the place, and he said that obviously a relationship requires time, energy, focus, and it would most likely fail because of the fact that he's not putting the time and the energy into a relationship. And that actually makes sense when we were like in early 20s like that. Most people rarely end up with the people that they've dated in their teens or early 20s because it's not a time in their lives where they're really stable and be able to make major decisions. But I do believe that if they were to date, I think that it would actually have good potential in terms of obviously they're both attractive in terms of their age, in terms of like their their family background, in the sense that it seems that they both come from a stable sort of family unit. So I don't foresee anything really major, like where they're not fighting with, like, let's say mental health issues and or drug abuse. I've not heard anything about that about these two. So I think that if they were to date, I think that there is potential there for them to be happy in their relationship. Maybe not right now, maybe be down the road. So let me know if you agree or disagree with this MBTI relationship analysis of hero Fiennes Tiffin and Josephine Langford by commenting below. If you learned something, if you enjoyed this video, please click on the like button, subscribe to my channel, as well as remember to click on the notification bell to be notified of the videos I'm going to be making. And if you are interested in being type, I will put a link in the description of this video so you can get a hold of me. So I hope that you're going to have a wonderful day, and we will talk soon.